want to do a quick update on where I'm at with the swap on the 56 F100 for the LS truck motor. This is, I believe, a 2000 Silverado motor from what I was told. It is a 5.3. And I want to tell you guys how it's going for me and what I've used. I noticed people are having trouble trying to figure out how to monitor the temp on the motor. And I had seen another video where they used a sensor from a 98, I believe it was a Firebird. It had a LS1 motor in it, and there was a 3-prong sensor instead of the 2-prong, 2-pin sensor that comes with these trucks. Anyways, this is it right here, and it's from a 98 Firebird with the LS1. And you still have the 2 wires going to the computer, and then the other one's going to go to your sensor. I used the aftermarket one. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's right now it's showing at 140. It doesn't let it go over 140. It's also, I'm also running the fan through the computer. And when I had a program from lt1swap.com, when I sent it to them, I wanted the fans turned on at 180, and it does it through a ground wire. This whole setup right here is for a 47 to 54 Chevy pickup. It came with everything: the fan, the relay, the radiator, the fan shroud, and the wiring also. The only one wire I added was this ground, and this is ground is coming from the computer. Right now it's not cleaned up because I don't know what I have to put the inner fender wells and run it all up there. But I wanted to show you guys that following the instructions from lt1swap.com, I was able to, without having any experience, but not even knowing nothing about these motors, I was able to clean up this harness, which is a stock harness, and I was able to use it. And I ran it the way I wanted to. The only thing I said I did different was I ran the power wire along the inside of here. It's not in the harness itself, but it's along it through the back. I think it'll be cleaner when it's done, and it goes straight to the starter. I did another video where I explained what I did, but I wanted to show you guys the gauges. And all the gauges that I got are cheap. They're all from Amazon. I got a couple in there from Harbor Freight, and I'll show you guys. But they do monitor everything. The oil pressure one is from Harbor Freight, and it's just the one that you screw it into the back of the top of the motor. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. And it just has this little hose right here. The oil pressure goes straight to here. You get 3 of them for like 13 bucks. Because it comes with the water one, but I wasn't able to use the temperature one. I did order this electric temperature one from, I believe it was Amazon. And it's running from that wire that I showed you from that sensor. That's coming from that sensor over there. And then the RPMs, this one actually works pretty good. And it's pretty accurate. And the reason I know it's pretty accurate is because I was checking it with this OBD tester right here. Anyways, this is the cheap Amazon RPM gauge, and it has the settings on the back of it for how many cylinders you're running. I have it set at 8. That's the one that works the most accurate as far as this tester's telling me. What else I got? Like I was telling you guys, the temp sensor, it's supposed to be set up at 180, the way the computer was programmed. As far as turning on the fan, it's turning on at 140. I did hear people say that those sensors from the Firebirds are a little bit off, but like I mentioned before, I want to know if this truck's overheating or not. I want to make sure the fan's turning on when it's supposed to. This tester doesn't tell me the temperature of the engine, so I'm going to order one, that way I'll know where it's at. But I just wanted to make sure it worked. The fuel gauge is not working. It came with its own sending unit. The tank that I bought had our sending unit in already. I imagine the ohms aren't matching up, so I'm going to have to take that tank out to change that sending unit. But as far as the vitals on the motor, you can use these type of gauges and they'll work for you. I'm going to turn it on and show you guys what I mean as far as RPMs and the fan turning on when it's supposed to through the ground. And that's pretty much where we're at. This right here, I know it looks crazy, but it's really not. There's only the wires. Once you're done cleaning up that harness, if you use instructions from lt1swap.com, when you have your under dash wires, it's really easy. This one's going to be the 12 volt, and it's going to be to your OBD tester. So it's just going to go in there, And then this is for your check engine light. And it's gonna go also just to here, and that's also ran by a ground. You're gonna have to run power to it. Let me see. No, I'm sorry. The check engine light, you're gonna run the accessory light to it, and then it's gonna be controlled through a ground from the computer. But that'll be explained thoroughly if you go to lt1salt.com. And then, so you guys, before this 12 volt coming in from the battery, and then this is going to this little block over here to power up the computer, which is 12 volt also. Ignition going to the 12 volt, ignition going to the computer also. And then this one's for the starter. It goes out to the motor. It has nothing to do with the computer. So to the computer, we only got one, two, just two to the computer, the 12 volt and the ignition, that's it. And then it's gonna get, there's one wire that needs 12 volt power all the time to the computer, like I explained before, and that's to that junction block right there. But these other wires, this is running the power to the gauges, and then that's a temp sensor from outside, and then the tack, this coming from the computer right here for the tack. So your computer's gonna run that tachometer. So anyway, let me show you guys what I mean. Fire it up. See the temperature gauge is working. Just a little cheap one from Harbor Freight. So as you can see there, I brought it up to 2,000 and it matched the OBD tester. Brought it back down to 1,000, then brought it back up to 2,000 just to show you guys that it does work and it's pretty accurate. People were saying to set it at 4 and you had to add some kind of resistor or something like that to them, but it worked that well for me that way. Let me show you guys that it is controlling the fan. Staying on very long. When it turns off right now, I'll walk back up to it. I want to show you guys that it is the only thing you need to control it is either with the ground. It does come with its own sensor that you can put up to the side of the block. But if you want your computer to run it, then you can just run it off of the ground in there because everything is already set up. Fan's turning off now. If you give it a little, if I give it a little bit and it goes back up to around showing 140 on this gauge, it'll turn on. I'm assuming that's 180, but the engine is staying pretty cool, to be honest with you. It's not getting hot. It's not getting hot. So it's doing its job. So like I said, hopefully that helps you guys out. I'm gonna wait for the fan to turn on one more time and then I'll set it off. Like I mentioned before, I just want to have an idea of where I'm at as far as that goes until I get it all figured out, and that way I can take it for test drives and stuff once I'm done putting it together. I also wanted to show that I did get I was able to use, this is a Corvette suspension from a C4 Corvette, and I was able to use the Corvette hose, and it bolted right back to the stock power steering. So that's pretty cool too. And with the hoses, as far as the transmission hoses go, I just use a regular hoses that would go into this radiator, and then in the back I have the stock hoses for the transmission from the truck. And right here I joined them, I bubble flared them, and then I use this high pressure, it's just transmission line. Nothing's gonna happen, I've done it before. You can get fancy if you have the right flaring tool, and you could just flare them all the way out to the back. But that flaring tool is like $300 or $400, and I'm not trying to do that. So anyways, there you go. That's where we're at right now. Hopefully we'll get a little farther. I gotta take off the bed to do that sending unit. And that's where we're gonna be. Hopefully we'll get it done. And I hope this helps you guys out. Thanks.